Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 11 tonight. Let's get started. A body found east of Kennewick was identified today as Yanira Cedillos, a Moses Lake mom of 3 who police say was murdered by her ex-boyfriend. Cedillos' family have spent months searching for her, and tonight they are speaking out.
Yes, it's bittersweet. We found Yanira, and the family now has her.
For more than 2 months, Yanira Cedillos' family and Moses Lake detectives have been trying to find her. Police say they knew she was murdered. They had a suspect in jail, and last week they got a major break.
When they got a hold of detectives on Thursday, they were able to give pinpoint locations of where that cell phone was at the morning that Yanira came up missing.
Detectives turned to a private company called ZX. They looked at Juan Gastelum's cell phone data. He's Yanira's ex-boyfriend and the last person, according to police, to see her alive on the night she celebrated her 30th birthday. Gastelum's phone pinged in a remote area of Walla Walla County east of the Tri-Cities the morning Yanira went missing.
Within minutes of showing up to that area, it's kind of a little bit of a hilly terrain, but it's a small area. And once they walked down the hill, they were able to find her.
Yanira's family says their lives have been a living nightmare since she disappeared. Today, the Spokane County Medical Examiner positively identified the remains. Yanira's sister shared a statement with KREM 2 that reads in part, "Life will never be the same and we don't know how we'll move on without her, especially her kids. But we find comfort knowing that she is resting and God will walk us through the painful days ahead." Gastelum remains locked up in the Umatilla County Jail. He's fighting extradition back to Washington.
We have the governor's signed warrant to bring him back to Washington State, but he's fighting extradition. So there's a hearing in June.
Yanira's sister Lanny told KREM 2 this April they plan to face the accused killer in court.
He has to respond to what he did, and we will be there all the time until justice is served for my sister.
It was a busy night for the Spokane City Council as they considered a variety of issues that impact everything from homeless shelters to watering your lawn to honoring a police officer. So here's what you need to know. Members honored Spokane Police Detective Juan Rodriguez, who was shot in the line of duty back in 2020 and continued chasing the violent offender who was eventually shot and killed. Rodriguez was awarded the Purple Heart and Medal of Valor back in January, the highest recognition of achievement presented by the Spokane Police Department. Council members also approved a zoning ordinance change that would potentially allow a shelter to operate in industrial zones. It's a major step in opening a homeless shelter on East Trent Avenue. Members deferred a vote several weeks ago. The ordinance would allow the shelter to be in a heavy industrial zone. And also discussed a proposed ordinance that would prohibit watering your lawn between the hours of 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. And when the Spokane River drops below a certain level, you would only be allowed to water twice a week. Violators would see fines added to their water bills. The ordinance was introduced tonight, but council did not vote on that tonight. And now to your night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories nationwide, including right here in Spokane. Parents are concerned about baby formula disappearing off store shelves.
It just started to get harder and harder to find. You'd have to go to different stores, go online. Hope that stuff just pops up.
A formula manufacturing plant may soon be back up and running after the White House reached a deal today with Abbott Nutrition to reopen its baby food manufacturing plant in Michigan. Well, experts say it's a step in the right direction. They add that there still will be a waiting period before getting product back on the shelves. After restarting production, it could take 6 to 8 weeks before shipments can begin. Well, the average price for a gallon of gas in Washington has topped $5 per gallon for the first time ever. The average price for a gallon of regular unleaded is up 20 cents from $4.83 to $5.03. In Spokane, gas prices did not change much in the last week, averaging $4.67 per gallon. Idaho elections offices are gearing up for Election Day tomorrow, and many offices, including Kootenai County, are expecting to count primary election ballots through the night tomorrow. Coming up in just 7 minutes, we'll have more on the preparations, including how they are making sure their elections are safe and secure ahead of tomorrow's primary. And the Kootenai Humane Society is operating at what they are calling canine capacity after an influx of dogs from Texas, California, and Idaho. The shelter has more than 50 dogs, including some from a hoarding situation in Worley. About 20 dogs were discovered in a home after a man was recently evicted from a property. Even though the shelter is running near capacity, it's still accepting transfers since that prevents dogs from being put down. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text us the word night to 509-448-2000 and we'll send them directly to your phone. All right, let's talk weather now because it was a pretty nice Monday all the way around. Temperatures in the 60s, plenty of sunshine. Let's get outside tonight to meteorologist Jeremy Lagu. Jeremy, tonight, no jacket needed for you.
Nope, not at all, but it is starting to get a bit cooler out here. Just in the past hour, we did drop 3 degrees here on the South Hill. 49 now is where we sit here in town. So it is a bit cooler, but still, we're talking a mild night, relatively. Especially when we consider last week or what's to come later this week. We're still sitting pretty. 51 in Coeur d'Alene, 55 in Sandpoint, and 51 in both Wenatchee and Moses Lake. Not all that bad with temperatures staying quite mild now. And it looks like they stay that way through much of the night despite a lack of cloud cover. Clouds will build early tomorrow morning. Basically, the way I'm looking at it is we see the sun when it comes up, clouds move in. You're going to say that Jeremy's full of it. And by the afternoon, you see more sun. Clouds and then rain on Wednesday. So enjoy tomorrow with temperatures starting out near 40 and climbing back into the 60s, but still about 2 to 3 degrees colder than where we are today.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. 2 weekend mass shootings have rocked communities on both sides of the country.
Possible active shooter at the top. This might be an individual with body armor.
The first happened in Buffalo, New York. Police say the white suspect accused of killing 10 black people and injuring 3 others at a top supermarket remains on suicide watch. Today, President Joe Biden paid tribute to Aaron Salter, a 55-year-old retired police lieutenant who worked as a security guard at the supermarket and fired 2 shots into the shooter's bulletproof vest before being killed. Investigators are looking into the possibility the alleged gunman was motivated by a racist online theories. The second shooting took place during a church reception Sunday in Southern California. 1 person was killed, 5 others were injured during that shooting inside Geneva Presbyterian Church in Laguna Woods. A 52-year-old doctor, John Chang, was killed after he charged and tackled the suspect, which helped bring the attack to an end. The sheriff is calling that attack a hate crime. Today, the U.S. Senate agreed to proceed on the nearly $40 billion bill for Ukraine military and humanitarian assistance.
We have a moral obligation to pass this assistance as soon as we can in the Senate.
This sets the stage for a possible final vote by the end of the week, and it comes as one of Russia's closest neighbors, Finland, officially launched its bid to join NATO, with Sweden also announcing its intent to follow suit. A move that Russian President Vladimir Putin said posed no immediate threat, but would prompt a response due to increased military equipment in that region. Meanwhile, U.S. defense officials confirm Ukrainian forces have successfully repelled Russian forces from Ukraine's second largest city of Kharkiv. However, the airstrikes continue. In the aftermath of a leaked Supreme Court opinion showing the court's conservative justices may overturn Roe v. Wade, Washington's Attorney General is working to protect medical providers who may be penalized for abortion services. State AG Bob Ferguson sent a letter to several state boards today asking them to use discretion when licensing out-of-state providers from areas which may criminalize abortion. Usually, certain convictions can disqualify someone from getting a license to practice in Washington. The request extends to those providing gender-reaffirming care as well. Well, tonight, Stevens County looking for this stolen fire truck. The Stevens County Fire Department reported that a fire truck is missing from their station and a second truck was severely damaged with its batteries cut right out. The stolen truck, as you're looking at, is described as a white extended cab with green striping and a Washington license plate of C1694D. If you have any information about this stolen truck, you are urged to call Stevens County 911 Center. Their number is right there at the bottom of your screen. All right, don't go to bed just yet. Ahead of Idaho's primary election tomorrow, we're taking a closer look at what's being done to ensure a safe and secure election. We're back in just 90 seconds.